Everyone, my name is Shabina Ryan, and I'm a senior here at Eastlake, and I'm here to share to you how cancer has affected me. When I was about in first grade, I believe, my mom came back with the news that she'd been diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer, and being that young, I didn't really know how to handle it. And I didn't even know what cancer was. I just thought it was a common cold. And when my mom came home, she was crying, and I didn't know why. But through everything, I knew she just told me that she was gonna be okay, and she was gonna push through all the challenges. And I really believed her. And as time went on, I was still a little girl in elementary school, and I still had no idea what was going on. My mom just told me she was sick and that she was going to get better. And I remember going to her radiation treatments with her, sitting in the waiting room. Doing puzzles with her, and she would just be so happy with me, even though she was just about to enter radiation, which would have been painful for her. And even with that, after her appointment, she would come out smiling, ready to go home with me, and telling me everything was going to be okay and that she felt just fine. And the best quality about my mom was that she always put everybody in front of her, no matter who it was, no matter how long she knew them. She always put everybody in front of her. And that included me, and she always wanted to make sure that we knew she was going to be okay and that her sickness was never going to come in between all the fun things we did, all the walks we took, all the activities and traveling we did. And after months of treatment, chemo, radiation, surgery, my mom was in remission and things were going well. We decided to travel the world, and this was one of the best times of my life. We got to see Jordan, we got to float in the Dead Sea, we got to go to Paris, Rome, we got to travel the world, spend 3 months in India, and it was the best time of my life because I had nothing to worry about. I didn't have to worry about school. All I had to worry about was spending time with my family, and it was the best thing that could have ever happened. And I just was loving life. And my mom was strong, and she was happy, and as I said, she always put us before anyone else. But then as years went on, my mom came back with the news that her cancer had come back. And although I was in about 4th to 5th grade at the time, and I still didn't understand what cancer even was. I understood that it was a horrible disease, but by the way my mom talked about it, I thought everything was going to be completely fine. And so, even though my mom was being strong, I knew something was wrong. And although when she told me the news, I remember the day clearly. We were just like in the bathroom getting ready for bed. She said, "Oh, I wanted to let you know that it came back, but don't worry, it's small and it's gonna go away soon. I promise you." And I wish that was what happened, because because as time went by, my mom's condition worsened, but she always told me everything was going to be okay. But I knew something was wrong, and even though I didn't fully understand the disease, I knew things weren't going well. And I would always ask her, "Are you going to be okay?" And she said, "Yes, I'm going to push through it. I'm going to be strong." And she was strong. She would pick me up from the bus stop every day and ask me how school was, and was so interested in hearing about my day. No one could even tell she was sick by the sound of it. She even worked here at Eastlake. She worked in the library. And as I said, she was so selfless, and all the students loved her, and sometimes I went to work with her. And those are the memories I miss the most, because I would sit there in the Eastlake library, being in elementary school, watching my mom being friends with all the kids, and even when she wasn't feeling well, she pushed herself to wake up and go to work every single day just to see the kids at the school. And I wish she was still the librarian when I attended Eastlake. But as her condition worsened, in April 2007, she passed away at Overlake Hospital. And I remember, like, even weeks before her death, even a week before, even if I got her a glass of water, she acted like I was the one curing her. She was so grateful for every little thing I did for her, even though I knew it wasn't the biggest help, just getting her a glass of juice or a glass of water. I wasn't the one that could save her, but she acted like I was. And when she passed away, I felt, and if many of you who've lost someone you've loved, a brother, sister, parent, friend, anybody, it feels like a vacuum once you lose someone, because it feels like there's a piece of you that can never be put back together. And that's how I felt, and that's how I still feel. I still feel like a piece of me that can never be put back, because my mom was honestly my best friend. I told her more than I've told anybody, just as a little kid. And when she was gone, I felt like there was no one I could tell those things to. And it was just because my mom, I trusted her so much more than anybody. And I just felt this vacuum. I know many of you guys know how that must feel. And throughout the next following weeks, we had so many family friends and friends that have helped us get through the process of grieving. And it helped a lot. And many of you out there have helped me, who have known me since elementary school, that have helped me and always wrote me letters and came to my house to see how I was doing when I was just in 4th to 5th grade. And I want to thank you for that. And also, my mom, even though I've only got to live with her for 11 years, I wish it was way longer. She taught me so many things. First of all, she taught me you have to be the most selfless person you can be, because that's how she was, and she made so many friends. She was my best friend. And another thing she taught me was, and even from her death, I learned that if you love someone, it was a friend, a parent, brother, sister, cousin, anybody, and you haven't told them you love them, and you have to tell them that, because you don't know. Things can happen so quick. And I can tell you, my mom's death was the most unexpected thing for me. People may have expected it if they saw her medical progress, but from her spirit, I did not expect it at all. And when I heard the news, it was the biggest shock in my life. So if you love someone, tell them, and make every moment you have with the people you love so precious, because I promise you that it can go away in a second, because life is short. But with that, I want to say that my mom lived a great life, and I'm going to try every day to make sure that she's proud of me. And I want to thank you guys, because all of you out there, you guys are raising so much money for a good cause, and many of you share similar experiences with someone you loved. I'm pretty sure all of you guys do. So I just want to leave saying thank you, because what you're doing is amazing, and it really means a lot to me and to my heart. So thank you for everything, and that's where I'll end.